Hi, so I'm going to start off by apologising for my last video. Well, not apologising because this is my project, but the quality, the length and the substance of it wasn't as good as I would have liked to have done. So there's something to take away from that. I need to record more whilst I'm out in places. I need to give it a bit more substance. I ran short of time on a lot of things last week and ended up just not having enough time. I didn't use the small amounts of time well enough to eventually piece together a subsection of what I wanted to do. So hopefully that will be my last minute and a half video, and I can start working on more of these sort of vlog elements. And if I'm going to do a video like that where I haven't got time to talk to the camera, I'm going to work on more videos where the whole substance of things. So there was a series of clips in there from my trip to Brighton which I got a nice lot of work out of. You know, you had 4 or 5 clips, you had the guy with the bubbles and balloons, and that was that over, which is still nice. It was a nice little story segment for Brighton, but it wasn't full enough. On a better note, this week so far, being that it's now Tuesday, I spent a lot of time yesterday, filling out my, and this is just places to go. So I've got Jersey, Guernsey, Rainham, Sheerness, Hastings, Brighton again, Folkestone, Dover, Margate, things like that on there. So those are places I want to tick off over the next while. Again, talking to Zoe about going down to Dover and Folkestone, there's a photography shop that she wants to go look in. So that'll be in the next week or so. This week I'll probably do a few more street photography bits more than going down to the beach. I do, however, have next week off, so on a few days I might go, as I try and tick some of those names off and go down to Sheerness, Sheppey. Why did I pick places like Sheerness? Some of it's just from memory, being there as a child and wanting to get some of that element back into the work. Other aspects are just, it was a name on the map that I thought sounded interesting. It takes an hour to get to, and I think that's where the breakdown for this project is going to come in. It depends on how far and how long I can be there for. So getting to places like Broadstairs, Brighton, Hastings, Dover, Folkestone, Maidstone, and that sort of edge of the world only takes me an hour or 2 in a day. So if I get up early, I can go there and get it done. Places that I'd like to visit more, like Cornwall and Portsmouth, Plymouth, Bournemouth, that neck of the world, are a little further out and a little harder for me to get to. So it's working out, you know, I've got 4 days here, or I've got a day and a half free to do whatever with. And that's how I'm going to manage it a bit more, looking at, okay, you've got this much time now, let's head to there, and then save up towards going further afield, you know, taking 2 or 3 days to explore the area. So I want to go to Cornwall as soon as I can, train or something down there, finding a place to stay, having food for the week is more of an expense than a 20 quid ticket, and I can make myself lunch for the day and be back home for dinner. So yeah, that's how I'm breaking it down at the moment. I'm gonna, when I've got a day or 2 off, I'm going to concentrate on the southeast. When I've got a few days off, I'm going to go further afield. The biggest one I want to hit is Guernsey and Jersey. Never been. I've heard about it. You know, I think it's weird how they're pretty much on the French side of the Channel Islands, but they come under the UK, so I think that might be interesting to see. There's also a nice Lido that I saw that I want to go have a look at, a bit like the one at Walpole Bay. It sort of stretches out quite far, and I only saw it on Google Maps, so I don't know how it looks, whether it's in, you know, usable condition or if it's one of these ones that have been abandoned and just left to decay into the ocean. So it'd be interesting to see and to build up the work in and around that. I'm going to try and go down for at least one of the day on, Folk Week in Broadstairs. It's always fun to go to. I went whilst I was at uni, and just an interesting series of photos. Folk Week really brings out sort of that particular town and area's nature with the sea a bit more. You know, it's a big festival. Well, it's not really a festival because it's not a festival in terms of like Glastonbury, but it's a festival of a community, and it's really interesting to see everyone's engagement and how they do things. And I've highlighted 3 areas on the map in particular. In yellow is places that I can get to within like an hour or two, and that's where I'm focusing most of the work. The area in red are sort of more areas I have to look in at staying for a day or two to get the most out of shooting there and working in the space. The areas in blue is where I'm thinking of maybe branching the project out to if I feel it needs it or if I want to, but the main 2 areas are the red and the yellow. Within the yellow you've got places, so you've got down the Thames, you've got, as I was saying earlier, Sheppey, Skegness, Maidstone-ish areas, Rainham, Gillingham, Broadstairs, Margate, Dover, Folkestone, etc. And then out the other way is, in the red, is the Isle of Wight, Portsmouth, etc.